The cone's theory is in reality an illustration of a political landscape. This illustration stands in contrast to the horseshoe theory that I covered before. Like the horseshoe theory, the cone theory is not really a theory, it's an illustration. The reason for this is that it can't make predictions, so you can't check it out. But that's semantics and not of large importance, since most political theories have pretty much the same problem. And I will talk about the history of this theory in the end of the video. Well, being not a theory, this thing gives us some freedoms, and this gives us some interesting possibilities. A quite similar illustration was proposed on my channel multiple times in fact, but this version, this certain version, has an elegance within that goes beyond all of them. So what is it? Well, in short, imagine every system of ruling. This system consists of a law system in some shape or form and one leader or a group of leaders who then enforce it and live by it in some shape or form. This can be anything from the rule of God, the land, the book, a holy book, one single rule, or one single ruler who has just one rule that he is the rule because he rules. Whatever you can imagine, each and everything is represented by a point. Now, pin these points on a circle. This circle has pretty much an infinite area, so whatever you come up with a new idea how to rule, it is already there. So the illustration will never change, no matter how many new ideas of ruling come up. The elegance here is that these points are not sorted. You just draw them next to each other. Where they are doesn't matter. The axes within the circles are absolutely irrelevant. There is no left and right, nor up and down. It is a chaotic bunch of governmental forms. What is important is that pure democracy, for instance, is also a point there. It still has an idea of governance and a group that rule. Just because the group is all does not make it not a group. This is important to remember for the future of this video. What you now do is place one single point out of this circle and above it. This is true anarchy. True anarchy means there is no ruler, which means no one to enforce the law or any rule given. Draw a cone over that. You see, the theory states that true anarchy will decay into something with more structure over time, because a lot of people want that. Some do not, but a lot do. This theory illustrates the general public, which means a group of different people, and this includes people who want a ruling system and a ruling body over them. What you have now is essentially two extremes and only one relevant dimension, and this moves between freedom and authority. If you start with anarchy, it does not matter what people think, but in the moment one person raises to power over another person and proposes to legalize this relationship by codifying a law that is enforced by him or a group surrounding him, you diverge from anarchy and go right to authority without being there in the first step. If you move down all the way, you stand with a system that has one key feature, and that is that something can't be changed. Not the type of ruling can be changed, nor the set of rules can normally then be changed. Pretty much every ideology wants to go down this road because they think that they have the solution for everything. It has been said that this is an inversion of the horseshoe theory, but I like to disagree there because the point of view is just different. What this states is that any given governmental idea with no power will behave exactly the same as any other given one. But at the point of absolute power, they will behave very, very differently. So the key thing that makes power structures different is power per se. And now something comes up that makes this thing really interesting. You can point out that socialism, for example, becomes communism by just getting more authority. Important is that the vector that you follow. One and the same vector that leads to the same point with different kinds of powers may benefit or suck on different levels of power. In reality, we will move up and down within this cone, moving back and forth and changing vector from time to time. I think this illustration will not really go mainstream, but it gives us a tool to think about freedom. And here is a nut to crack that seems to be easy in the first moment, but is really tough as nails when you really think about it. What about specified anarchisms such as anarcho-communism or anarcho-capitalism, since it is more likely to get a reasonable response from ANCAPs than the commie part, I concentrate on you guys. Hi there. ANCAP has a set of rules, or better, one rule that can't be changed. It has an idea of government that can't be changed. The idea is that there is none. And it has an idea that this system, once in place, has to be defended against change by, again, anyone, which is a group. Where in the cone is ANCAPistan? I would agree it is on the broad side of authority in the matter of speaking, simply because it allows no change, which is absolutely counterintuitive, to say it at least. The non-aggression principle is a rule that should keep anarchy stable, or as stable as possible, and it is the reason it is not really real anarchy in the last very sense of this example. I think the cone theory has really a lot of potential. It was proposed in the beginning of 2018, so from the point of the recording of this very video, pretty much yesterday, by Styx Hexenhammer 666, and is therefore, well, let's say, pretty new. I guess I'm the first to try to codify and visualize it, besides Styx himself, of course. But I think it gives a different view to things, and it asks some important question. As said before, I think the application is quite narrow, and I still think that a proper use of the horseshoe theory makes the horseshoe theory still a good tool. Tell me what you think about it. If Styx himself answers, I'm gonna have a heart attack, but in a good way. Love your work, by the way, man. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about it. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, have a great day.